All right, for today's big game breakdown, we're going to take a look at the first of two matchups on TNT Thursday, that being the Knicks at the Celtics. Now, from a motivational standpoint, guys, there can be no denying which side should care more about getting the win here. The Knicks, they've clinched a playoff berth, but they're still fighting to claim a top four spot and thus earn home court advantage in the first round. They could finish as high as second in the Eastern Conference, which would guarantee them the home court edge in at least two series. Meanwhile, Boston, we know they have everything wrapped up. Top seed in the East, best overall record in the league. So you have to think all they care about right now is getting the playoffs without any injuries. Tuesday in Milwaukee, the Celtics held to just 43 points in the first half. They trailed that game by as many as 24. Adding more fuel to the Knicks' fire here is the fact they are 0-4 straight up against the Celtics this season, and they have failed to cover each of the last three head-to-head meetings. The first one, a 4-point loss, was a push. Now, you have to figure the Knicks will desperately want to avoid getting swept in the season series. It certainly helps Jalen. Brunson's been playing out of his mind lately, back-to-back 40-plus point games. Meanwhile, Tatum, Brown, Horford, Porzingis, all listed as questionable for Boston. So keep an eye on the injury report throughout the day, as that will certainly have an effect on where this line closes. Speaking of the line, you look at the wagertalk.com live odds screen. We've already seen a significant move here. Knicks open +1. As of this recording, they are now -3. That speaks to everything I've already talked about. Thus, New York is the side I would endorse here. You can still find a -145 on the money line, but you're probably fine laying the points as well. Yesterday, I talked about here on Wager Talk TV, the Suns-Clippers game. That line got steamed way up. It didn't matter. No matter what number you laid with the Suns, they ended up covering. I think the same is going to be true here with the Knicks, especially if multiple key contributors for Boston end up not playing. So New York is the way I would lean here in this big game breakdown. Yesterday on the afternoon update show here on Wager Talk TV, I talked about the market I've really honed in on NBA over this last week has been team totals. Specifically, I've been looking to take the over with underdogs that have really low team totals. Now, this means playing bad teams to score some points, but when you're talking about an NBA team in the year 2024 only having to score 100 or 102 points, I don't think that's asking much. And the beauty of it is we don't have to worry about them playing no defense and getting blown out. We just have to worry about them getting over that team total. This has been working. Last night, we cashed another one. Memphis, despite its skeleton crew lineup, goes over its number of 96.5. I'm now hitting 83% in the NBA here in April. Before I get to today's best bet, another team total, I do want to let you know I've already posted on my page, wt.buzz/pp, my MLB underdog of the week. Head on over there right now to pick that up. So my best bet for the show today in the NBA is another team total, and it's Detroit over 104.5, true to form of how I've been looking at these team totals recently. The Pistons are playing their final home game tonight. They're 9.5-point underdogs as of this recording against the Bulls. Look, I know the Pistons have not gotten over this number many times recently, and Cade Cunningham on the injury report, maybe he plays because it's the final home game. He has sat out the last 4 contests, but for what it's worth, we have seen some over money already come in, both for the game and the Pistons team total. So the market kind of thinking the same way I am here. 3 previous meetings with the Bulls this season, the Pistons have scored 105, 108, and 118 points. For the season, it's a team still averaging 110.2 points per game. They play at a top 10 pace in the league. And the Bulls, not a great defensive team. They give up 115.6 points per game on the road this season. If Detroit can score 102 on just 40% shooting against a team like Philadelphia, that's what happened Tuesday, then they can get over this number of 104.5 tonight against the Bulls, who aren't as strong defensively. I'm projecting better shooting for the Pistons tonight than what we saw against the Sixers, no matter the lineup. So, best bet for the show today, Pistons team total over 104.5. And head on over to wt.buzz/pp for all of today's winners.